Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. We'll do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
Hey, what is going on? How you As we go live, yes, thank you very much. Welcome to the final judging for Indie Idol, the 2023 Indie Idol, here on the Rasslin Rage YouTube channel. Please, if you're watching right now, please smash that thumbs up. If you're watching the replay, please do that as well. If you're watching the replay, comment down below. If you were watching live, we got a live chat, and I am monitoring as best as I can while we do this live judging. Just to review slightly, just a little bit so everybody knows, this is a fight pit match. Under this stipulation, there is the only way to win would have been through a there was what the fuck, man? I just lost my fucking train of thought.
Knockout or submission?
There we go. Knockout or submission.
There you go.
There you go. Knockout or submission. Thank you, ABZ. You are the man. So now we have Josh Morris versus Road Rash. Couple key points here that I would like to point out. In the first ever Indie Idol competition, it was ABZ versus Road Rash in the final. And it was these two gentlemen right here that are joining us tonight as guest judges tonight that helped not only create Indie Idol, but they also were the judges for the first Indie Idol with myself. And they and I decided that the gentleman below me here, ABZ, was to be the first Indie Idol, and he did use a plastic device, we'll say, a rubber device.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God.
Did you clean it first?
I'm not familiar with this. I'm like anxiously awaiting this rubber device now. What is this?
This is Crispy Rico's brother, Nasty Rico.
Nasty Rico! Oh, here is
Crusty.
He's Nasty
Crusty
Rico.
Crusty Rico.
Rico. Crusty Rico. If it was animated right now.
Is this my Crispy Rico?
Oh! There it is. And it makes a return to Indie Idol.
Is it going to stay there? Because I'm going to go grab one there in a second if that's staying.
Hey, I'll go grab another one. I have vibrate. Yeah, I get down.
No, it's okay.
Like
We're good.
wall climb with them?
I do. I like to stick them
Oh,
in random parts of the house, like just in the ceiling and stuff like
Well,
that. and
shit,
have
let
people-
me get
when I know
mine.
people come over.
Oh, are you getting yours out? Okay, I'll be right back. Just kidding. I don't have that stuff.
We've already went off the rails. We're not even minutes in, and we're off the rails already. We're okay. Anyway, so where am I? Okay,
A huge bag.
the Dread King Logan. There's another one. Yeah. All right. So
Oh no!
the Dread King
You
Logan
gotta spit on it first.
and
Right.
Ace Evans helped create Indie Idol back in 2021. It started in a Zoom
It is
chat.
staring at me.
Who is?
Thing on the wall.
Oh,
Oh, the dildo.
oh yeah.
Like your puppet or pirate on your or parrot on your shoulder shit.
Can I get more? Should I get more?
No, let's keep this going.
Crusty Rico has made his appearance. So,
Dicky Rico.
all right. So now,
Big D Rico.
I what do you do? Now, anyways, so we're here to judge the finals in Indie Idol. Josh Morris versus Road Rash. I'm going to go first because I believe I have the least to say. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just being honest, man. Listen, I watch these over and over and over and over again. And when I watch the two of them, I'm most intrigued by Road Rash. And to be perfectly honest with you, I sent a text message to AVZ and I was like, dude, this dude fucking, he didn't level up, dude. He's fucking evolved. Like straight up evolved. He stepped up to the plate and knocked this son of a bitch right out of the park, in my opinion. Josh Morris, great promo, dude. Really was great promo, but Road Rash just stepped up, in my opinion. He like leveled up right there. He evolved, and he knew where he had to go to beat you, and he went there. He told a story. He brought things back from last season, things from this season. It was a great story, and I've always said to anybody, tell me a great story, and I'm sold. I'm in 100%. So my pick is Road Rash. I don't know who wants to
Can I go next?
Go ahead, ABZ.
Okay, because I have a feeling that I'm going to be contrarian here. Okay, so I watched these a couple of times through, and then I watched them just before I came on here, and I lost my notes, so I had to remake my notes. So they're not as in depth as I would have liked. I can't go like word for word like before and like pick apart each individual sentence. But I'll start with Josh Morris. I thought this was a very solid promo. I think this was good. I think this was a Josh Morris promo. He did all of the things that you want to see in a Josh Morris promo. Like you had the Easter eggs, you had the constant pop culture references, you had the things popping up on the screen. He brought up all the Saucyverse. He went and he went and he went and he went and he talked and he talked and he talked and he talked. He did it a million miles an hour, but at the same time, it was all very digestible. The cadence was there. It wasn't perfect. And it didn't have the it factor that Road Rashes did. It didn't have the jump off the screen, holy crap. But I thought it was more fundamentally sound. Then there was Road Rash. And I'll get it more into them a little bit. I think I had less for Josh Morris than I do for Road Rash here because it was less stuff. One thing that I really liked that Josh Morris did here was he was extremely confident. He was like to a cocky level that his character is, but he also consistently put over Road Rash throughout it. And I liked that. Another thing I really liked was that his context was dead on. We do have a new little scoring rubric, and I thought that he did the best at describing to me what this match was, because it's very tricky. Like it's a weird match, to be totally honest with you. You know what I mean? This isn't a common match. This isn't something that you would normally see. And nothing is more annoying, in my opinion, than like right before a pay-per-view, a match you don't see very often, and they're just like, enjoy your King of the Mountain Scramble Punjabi prison Money in the Bank match. And there was like, what? But you know, I thought he did a good job of that. Again, it didn't have that extra punch that Road Rash did that I was hoping he would have kind of here in the final stretch. But it was very fundamentally sound. It was very, very good. Road Rash, the intensity was insane. It's always insane. But this is like, his intensity was at a 10, and now it's at an 11. And the emotion all over his face. Cinematically, it was excellent. It couldn't have been better. This is, earlier in the competition, I talked about Road Rash going back to his roots and doing what he does best. And he did that, and he just leveled himself up. This is like, watching his older stuff. And again, we had that promo league where I got to see a lot of different promos from him. We talked about that with Levi last time. And he played the hits. He played the hits, and he played them at a level that he hasn't played them yet, which is kind of crazy considering he's a vet and he's been around for so long. And like, this is an evolution to his character without changing his character even a little. This is the same exact character, just turned up to even further than an 11. And I really liked that. I did have a couple little things I didn't love. A couple of things that I was like, nah, about. One of them was the voiceover that came on in the middle of the it was kind of happening like in the middle of the promo, and it was talking about like one of the things that the voice or said was Chris Rico is finally here to save Dobson, and I liked that. You know what I mean? I like that like announcer voice coming in, but for a sec, it did confuse me because I was like, "Is this you talking? Is this the announcer? Like, who is this voice?" But also, like, I'm cool with it being this voice, but like, I didn't. The first time I watched it through, I was like, that was weird. And then I watched it through again and I was like, oh, okay. That I liked. It was very easy to digest. I liked that he was killing Dobson. I liked that he brought Crispy Rico in. He used his own weapon, which is a hammer. That was awesome. Where are my things? There was a lot of callbacks to last season. That was pretty cool. Josh didn't really do callbacks to last season. He called back to the season that we're currently in a little bit, and he just kind of mentioned the last one. So I points for that. The intensity was, again, insane. I felt like there were... So I know that Road Rash likes to use the camera cuts. And on this one, I didn't like where one of them was placed towards the end, because we're getting into the go home monologue. I wanted to see that smoothness. Do you know what I mean?
I know which one you're talking about.
Yep, that one itself. Again, this is something
before the hammer, the scissor spot where he's kind of crouched.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So this is something that I wouldn't have brought up maybe like round 3 or 4, or even during any of the Swiss rounds. But like at this point, like both of these promos were very, very good. You know what I mean? So it's like now we have like, I don't have any actual critiques per se for either of them. I actually just have like things that I liked or didn't. And that was one of the things that actually did kind of irk me a little bit, because it was going into it was like a stumble going into the finish of a match. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh my God, you nailed it. This was like an amazing match. And then like kind of the Ronda Rousey finish a little bit, but he still nailed it. In the end, like it still happened the way it was supposed to. But yeah, just like little things. I thought like, So I do have a thing that I didn't say about Josh Morris I'm seeing here, and that's pretty important. Okay. So at first, I also had something with Josh Morris where I didn't love some of his word choices when he so he said, I'm not here just to be here. I'm here to win. Like that one, like when he was saying it, I didn't love how he said it, because he said the same thing twice. But like I understand that the point was to say it twice. And I'm like, I feel like there was a more clever way to say that. But then I remembered something really important again in the second watch through. So it's like, if I'm going to do it to Road Rash, I have to do it here too. So on the second watch through, it was better for me, because I was like, okay, you're not going to be verbose. You're not going to use an extended vernacular. That's not Josh Morris. That's not what you do. He's a high school bully. He's an annoying guy that you would see on, MTV. So he, like, his character wouldn't do that, I guess. Like it would actually, in my mind, I'm like, okay, it would actually be weirder if he did say something a little bit different, like, I'm going to abscond with the win or whatever. But I did feel he did a better job explaining the match and also giving me the who, what, when, or why, as opposed to, but Road Rash did a better job of being like, whoa, what is this? Have to watch it. Holy crap. Why? Like, how did you put together like an entire like Grindhouse film in 4 days? Like, how did you do that? That's actually just kind of crazy. But for both of those reasons, I thought as a pure promo, Josh's was better. As a vignette, I thought that Road Rash's was better. And I had them tied. And so I needed something to tie break them, because I had them tied and for completely different reasons. And I did tie break it in kind of a shitty way. The only reason I tie broke it here is I have to think back to my tournament days when things were Swiss, when things were going into the playoffs and whatnot. Your round robin does come into play in the case of a tie. And in which case, because of that, by 1 millionth, I did go Josh Morris. And I think I'm going to be a contrarian here with that, but I did go with Josh Morris because I felt like he told me better what to expect.
All right. Who would like to go next?
I will, but I'm going to be honest. I didn't do points on this. I just went by the heart and what I thought was right. I totally forgot to do the points. Is that a problem?
No.
Okay,
I mean,
good, because
Mine are arbitrary. It was
all right. I just was
48
making sure. I'm not smart enough to do points, so let's do. So, and may I go next? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so both these guys, like watching this entire tournament because I paid close attention to it, have like really, like stepped up, and like Rash, man, is like, dude, he went like next level on this promo, right? And Josh Morrison, I like to call Josh Morrison a wordsmith. Like the way he delivers his lines is so smooth and fun to listen to. It's like a roller coaster where it kind of goes like, and then he hits something cool, and then he gets a little rush from it, you know? He's just really slick with how he talks. It's fun to listen to him speak. Road Rash, though, delivers such this cold, like evil tone. Like he knows what he's saying. It's almost like he's made for the pit. Like the background he had was like a pit. Like it told the entire story. So I'm gonna break down Josh's first, and then I'm gonna go to Road Rash. So my issue with Josh's was it felt like a 20-minute match in 5 minutes. Like a lot of stuff was thrown in there very fast, and not everybody can. Like AVZ said, he had the ability to retain it all. I did not, and everybody hears at a different level or speed, just like they read. And I could not take everything in the first watch through, and that's what I listen for when I first watch a promo. Is the first watch through, did I get everything that he was saying? Like Road Rash's was methodical and it was easy to listen to. Josh's, I don't know, man. It's almost like these promos were made for different age levels. Like Josh Morrison's felt like a WWE like made for the kids kind of promo, and Rash's felt more like 21 and up. You have to get ID'd to listen to this promo. Josh Morrison's witty as fuck, though. I'm gonna fucking capitulate on it. Also, he's taller than I thought in real life. I have to say that. I first met him a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "Are you the Dread King?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he stepped up a step, and I'm like, "Damn, you're taller than I thought." Like, he's cool as shit, though. Don't kill me, Josh, but I hate your background, dude. It's so much stuff. And if you're not watching it on a TV, I watched mine on the phone, and I kept catching myself trying to figure out what the hell you had up on the wall. And it's not centered, so it throws me off. And I can tell on the side he's doing the best he can. There's a wall that comes adjacent to it. So he has to keep it off-centered a bit. What I would do if I was him is wipe that wall clean and put one big-ass fucking picture of yourself up there. Just one giant head. Because that's, dude, that like speaks who you are, man. And I'm not trying to rag on you. It's just like, it's a lot of stuff going on. And it's hard for me to watch you when I'm also trying to kind of figure out, like, you got this one little picture and I'm watching on an iPhone and I'm trying to figure out whose face is in that picture the whole time. And then I realized I didn't listen to you. I was trying to figure out that picture, so I had to keep rewinding the promo. And maybe that's on me, but I get distracted. So the purpose of a promo is to keep me attention on you. I mean, I'm not trying to sound mean. I want people to do the best that they can do, you know? And these are just little things for me. Now, someone else might watch this promo and think, who gives a shit about that stuff? I mean, this is my opinion, you know? So, I like how he builds Rash up and tears him down. He does it like in a good way, a smooth way, you know, where it's not like, it's not shitty. I don't feel like Rash really built up Josh as a threat, because this motherfucker carries a baseball bat with a name on it. Anybody with a baseball bat, trust me, is a threat. You got to remember that. But it was really cool how you took out the threat in your promo, Rash. I have lots of notes, sorry. So there was moments in Josh Morrison's promos throughout the competition where I had to catch myself in this when I started doing promos. You can't watch yourself speak. You can't look at yourself in the camera talk, because if your eyes aren't looking at, you know, you have to look into the camera. You can't look. Like, there's a difference. I'm watching me as I'm cutting this right now, but when I look up, now you see me looking right into your eyes as I talk to you. There's a lot of moments where he does like this to look at himself to make sure he's, and I catch that stuff really easily. there's one moment where he's like, I ain't even gonna wrestle you, and he looks over really quick and he comes back. Like I caught the eye motion. And I'm nitpicking this now just because this is the main event, you know.
We've been nitpicking on eye contact the whole season.
I want to hang out with with Rico. He seems cool as shit. Like the bat is cool as shit, man. The only issue though is this is something I learned in promo. If you're going to put pop-up words, you have to leave them up long enough for people who can't read fast to still read them. It was really quick. And people used to tell me I can't read what you're putting up because it's only like 3 seconds. It literally takes a minute for your body to adjust to what you're seeing. And by that time, it's gone. And sometimes, because he's so slick with how fast he talks, when you pop up and leave it up for too long, it totally becomes a whole new promo because you're thinking, well, fuck, that was like 5 seconds I just read. It just slowed his promo down, and now he's going to try to pick it back up. It's like a rest hold in a match almost, but not a good one because you're already flowing so well. So you got to remember that, like when you play with that, it's really touch and go with that. I had a hard time with it. Yeah, that was what I had in that. That face when you say fuck and your face pops up, I was waiting for that. I love that shit. When you block your mouth and you say it, it's something I do. I love it. It's fun. It protects you. That's smart. And you just got to pay attention to your promos to realize because you do speak like fast. And to go back and watch something that's like Road Rashes, you can go back and watch over and over and over again and see something new every time and still hear what he's saying. It's interesting to watch. But if I go back and watch yours over and over and over again, I find myself still looking at that wall. You know, I honestly though, Josh, dude, I bet you can cut a fucking badass live promo in a ring though. Like I have a hard time with that. I know other people have a hard time with that, but you just seem to be natural. Like I want to know how many times it took for you to cut that full fucking promo. You did do one glitch cut, which I caught because you had such a good promo going and then you fucked up somewhere and then you went back and cut the rest of it because I've done that several times and I would get so pissed. Like I'll cut this fucking amazing promo and I'll stumble one word and I'll be like, I'll just glitch cut it, you know? Then no one will catch it. But then I always know and I figure like everybody else catches it, you know? But Josh, dude, you have so much like, dude, like I can't wait to see where you go with your work, man. Like you have something really cool going. I want to wrestle you. So Road Rash. Your shit was beautiful, dude. Like it was beautiful to the point where it's almost I don't feel like you did the editing. I'm gonna be honest. So and I had to reach out to Cody and ask him what the rules were for that, and he said that's fine. You know? In fact, when I watched your promo, I literally said out loud, fuck, he's better than me. And then I was like, but I do all my own editing, so I'm sweet. So but the shit was awesome. I'm still the king. Dude, the lighting, the delivery was so fucking cold. Like I really, because I know you, and to see that you is like it's dark, dude, and I loved it. It was like a whole new Road Rash came out in this, and you have like a whole new character from it. I know you had some help with the editing. I know, and you had to because that shit was like crisp, and that means you really wanted this fucking competition, dude. The Dobson spot was cool, but when it came floating in with the mask thing, I don't know if it works for my man, but I don't know if it worked for you in this when it was talking and stuff. It almost like was too comical in the middle of it for me. It just kind of took me out of it. But when you cut it in half and then that big splat of blood came up, I was like, this is some Shining shit, man. This is cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like I went into like a Sin City type film. When they would do the ha 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 and the blow like a comic book, like that was slick, dude. Like, the location was crazy, and the way that you used the angles and all that, and you had this moment, dude, that I loved, where you were like talking, and you were almost like in lust, and you ran your hand up, and the eyes kind of rolled back. What I wish you would have done though was had the blood on your glove, and as you did it, then it kind of trickled down, like it was on your hand. And then it was in your hair, like you don't care, and it's just coming down your face. That would have been really kind of like cherry on top for me, but that's little shit, you know? Like it was still fucking gorgeous. sometimes I did find like that camera angle, like AVZ said, it was really like weird. And I know how you do your promos, like you do them kind of like mine. Like my son watched both promos and I watched his reactions to them. And I asked him at the end, what did you think of both? And he said, I liked Josh's, but it was hard to follow. And Road Rash's reminded me of a Dread King promo, but it was like his own. And it just kept him entertained because it was such a visually told story. And throughout the entire promo, he went through an entire story talking. And I could tell and I could feel it and I could go along with it. I felt like I was going with him. One thing that really I didn't know if I liked was him actually killing somebody, because you can't really, how do you bring that character back? Nobody dies in wrestling except for Vince McMahon. Then he comes back a day later, you know, like that's something that is like a no-no. I like the idea of turning it. It might've been cool if you fucking slammed it above the top, but when it zooms out, it's like on top of his head, but he's still wiggling and it's like not in him, but on the wood above it, you know, like to seem like you're going to kill him. The final girl talk was really cool. How he called the title the final girl. Like that's like, he should stick with that shit. Like even like his opponents can be his final girls, and he can have like a wall in the basement where he's chalk lining how many he's beaten, how many he's collected, you know, that shit's like, he could do so much with this. He worked the camera angles. He reminds me of Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when he was doing that shit in WCW, like super Kevin Sullivan vibe. And the difference between these two promos though is like Josh Morrison is coming up right now and he's just kind of getting into this. I'm not sure how long he's been wrestling. Is he still kind of green?
That was like 5 years.
Five years. Okay.
Morris.
So he's Josh Morris. I didn't mean to say Morrison. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking of Jim Morrison from the shit we talked about earlier. So Josh Morris, his mind is there and he's so like a wordsmith. I wish I could fucking come up with sentences like he does. It's like beautiful to listen to his poetry, but it's a lot of poetry at once. And Road Rash's was just like, Road Rash knows what he's doing. Am I supposed to say who wins now?
Mm-hmm.
From like mine. So my like it was really close. Like Josh Morrison's is like a really good indie promo, but Rash's felt like it was one step above. So I'm going with Rash on that one.
All right.
That was long winded. Sorry.
No, no. AVZ has went on for hours.
I called him a bad name. I called him a bad name last time because I had to go pee and I had to eat, and I called him a bad name.
Don't you wish you could line people through the phone?
Yeah.
Look out, I might reverse.
All right, so
yeah.
Ace or Davison, who wants to go next?
I go. I'm fine.
All right,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay. This is going to be all over the place, but whatever. Dread King, I agree with something you said. I was thinking it too. I watch violent stuff, and if anybody pays attention to the show, I'm a fan of realism. I'm a fan of like early 80s. I'm a fan of like realistic wrestling. That being said, when he turned that hammer around and stuck the hook in, I'm watching it and I went, oh, like not like shocked like that, but more like, you can't do that in wrestling,
right.
You know? But not necessarily in a horrible way, because I'm thinking to myself, you know, there's the talking bat thing, and it seems to have thrown some people off. But he did something similar to that like 3 weeks ago, where he was cutting the promo, and then all of a sudden his kid was in the garage, and he like turned his focus, and it was kind of funny, and then it was right back to business again. I don't love that per se, but he's got a track record of doing it. So like I didn't hate that thing, but in the same way, that there's no guarantee that's Dobson. Like, you know what I mean? He's fucking crazy. He just grab somebody, stick a bag on him, and call him Dobson just for the sake of this thing. So I mean, that's a non-point for me personally. But when I think of Josh Morris, I think of someone who can just open his mouth and he says, "What do you want? 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes? What do you want?" And just and can do it. And Alex, you can do it, and I can kind of do it. Like you just get going on autopilot, and you can just kind of keep going. But I know for me, when I get in that mode, I'm less likely to try to find the zingers. I'm less likely to hit like the high hits if I'm just like got like straight through. Josh is dropping bombs in there, but they're like so like back to back to back to back. It does almost feel like pile driver, power bomb, like boom, 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 boom. I really liked Rash's pacing on this one. And I've been saying from week one, you don't need to do a whole ass movie. If you can cut a fantastic promo and keep my attention the whole time, good enough. But both these guys can do that. They can both do that easily. So for Road Rash to make this into like a 10 camera angle cinematic experience, clearly somebody else working the camera for him. And even some of the stuff I noticed that got me was like, there was some scene, and I think it was when he put the bat in, he was about to kill the bat. The camera work on him was kind of getting that old 70s like shake thing happening, very intentional. And it was right where it was supposed to be, like shake down to the bat, shake up to him. It was kind of like all over. That is so hard to fucking convey to somebody. Like, I try to make my thing, and I know I want it to look a certain way. I can do that. But to try to tell somebody else how to do that and put it where it is, like that was either the happiest sense of like coincidences in a row, or he has some painstaking fucking like storyboarding happening for that thing. So I was really impressed with all of that. Going back again to Josh has a whole ass canon established that we've all talked about. And for Ace and King, I'm not sure if you've paid attention to every week or not. I wonder if Josh is at the point of having such a deep canon that he almost takes for granted that everybody knows the whole canon. Because then you and your son are watching it, and your son maybe for the first time, and isn't sure what all of this stuff is. Now we're, I think, taking it for granted. I know what that is. And I'm like week after week after week seeing it go, oh, okay, that's cool. That's another edition. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But I do wonder if a new person is going to be able to see it and make sense of all of it. A new person can watch that Road Rash thing, and there's no question what just happened. You don't have to ask any questions. Could Josh do what he did in that promo live? Zero doubt. Seen him do it, and I've seen him do stuff just as hype or even more hype. I've not seen Road Rash cut a 2-minute or a 3-minute promo in person, so I can't speak to that. But for this stage of this game, having both proven they're good enough to be in the final, they come with their own separate skill sets. They both have like their highs and their lows. I was more impressed at the end of the thing by what Road Rash offered me, just because of the depth, the thought, all the construction that went into it. I'm not taking anything away from what Josh did. I think Josh, from week one to this week, like I even thought to myself, and Alex, I did consider what you're saying. Josh was the most consistent person this whole time, and that's why he's undefeated. And if I was looking at this thing saying who had the best season, there's no question. And frankly, I'm not even sure if I asked that question that Road Rash would wind up in second place, because Road was a little bit like this. But this is when he needed it.
Yeah.
And this is when he fucking brought it. And for all the things I've said about word selection and pacing and making sure your gaps fit with the way you're going, there was one tiny little thing in Road Rashes that I could point out. I'm not going to bother. It was so tiny. He obviously was listening. He took all the notes. So did Josh. This last one for Josh felt like a continuation of all of his other stuff. This felt like a massive step forward for Road Rash, in my opinion. So it's pretty close in terms of points, but ultimately I only had to watch twice to kind of know who my winner was. And I watched a couple more times for fine tuning, and my opinion did not change. And that is that Road Rash came in and killed that final. So Road Rash for me for sure.
And the dildo fell.
Just fall?
Dildo drops.
Mine fell on the couch. I can't.
Can I tailgate on something that Davison said?
Sure.
Breyer taught me something about wrestling. When you come out of the entrance, you have to remind everybody who you are every time, because fans, they're not going to give you what you want unless you get it from them. So if you get comfortable and come out and you're like, here I am again, they don't really care. You got to remind them. And in his promo, yeah. So it kind of, what I'm trying to say is, like, in his promo, maybe he's so comfortable with doing the same stuff every time that it's become almost like like cannon fodder in a way where it's like my son can't watch it the first time and know it. You have to be seasoned to his promos to know, if that makes sense. Like my son knows nothing about him, so all the stuff that he's saying he's not sure of. But the fans that know him get it. You know what I mean? So you gotta kind of remind the people who you are in your promo every time.
Well,
if that makes sense.
If I can retort that a little bit, I do feel as though in this situation, it's kind of, again, it is piggybacking off of all the other ones because it's a tournament, right? So I feel like
right.
If this was like a King of the Ring or whatever, all of the things that had happened would carry over. Like, for example, like Road Rash brought us stuff from last season, as where like, so it's like the assumption that we know kind of can, I feel like, almost already be there because he explained it earlier.
So are you trying to say you should watch the promo as if you've watched every other one?
I don't necessarily think so. I just think that like I just don't think that it's wrong. In this situation. No,
I don't think he's wrong. I'm just trying to use an example of like if you get very comfortable and you forget to let people know who you are still.
Oh no, I agree.
It can then become like confusing. That's all. I'm just saying from a first person standpoint of watching a promo and not knowing anything about you.
I can say one more thing. I do think that like something that I like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't love the match stip because it is a confusing match stip.
True.
I did feel like that is why I gave it to Josh, is just because I used the rubric and he hit the context where I didn't feel like Josh did, because like it's a confusing fucking stip. Like
100%.
Right. And so like you almost like explaining that to the audience is just like, I feel in a way does take away from almost any promo that wants to hit that metric of context, short of like literally going to like an MMA doing it there. So I
was not a fan of the stip either. I felt a little unfair, to be honest with you. Sorry, Cody. Because no one ever does those fucking matches. It's like, you know what I mean?
We were pushing him to do the forklift thing. He didn't want to go with the forklift.
That was a joke. I didn't really want to do a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. But
it's a creativity tournament. I mean,
we're stepping over Mr. Ace Evans.
Sorry, Ace. Tag you in.
No, sorry.
I mean, mine's going to be pretty short and sweet because everybody here said everything that I was going to bring up. You know, Josh Morris, he talks a million miles a minute. You have to watch it a few times just to understand the quips that he's getting at, you know what I mean? Whereas Road Rash took his time. And I know this has been a character that Road Rash has been trying to fine tune for a while, like the serial killer, because that's what he's into. He's into the 80s slasher films. And it's taken him a hot minute to get his mind away from nomad Road Rash and into serial killer Road Rash. And I think he really brought it with this one for sure. Because like with what Davison said, when he turned around, his kid was in the garage and it was kind of like cartoony. Like that wasn't really like the serial killer that I was wanting this whole time, but he brought it this time. He brought it out for me. And then like the scenery, the blood, the effects and everything, the killing of the bat, you know, he drove the nail, you know, into it, really brought the point. And then the match is confusing for sure, but he really painted the picture for me of what it was. Whereas, you know, you're listening to Josh Morris, who's going a million miles a minute, and I can't understand what he's saying, so I have to watch it 3 times. You know, if I'm a fan, that does take a little bit to understand what somebody's saying, and this is live promo, and he just rattles off for 3 minutes. Am I going to understand and comprehend the whole point of what he's trying to say? Or am I going to say, what did he just say? You know what I mean? Like, whereas Road Rash, he's always been slower to talk so people can understand what he's saying. And that's where I really learned how to do my promos, because you know, I'd never cut promos because I was terrible and I was scared to do them. Whereas watching him, I learned so much of take my time, pause here, make people listen to you, draw the attention from everybody. So, and you know, like words are popping up on the screen with Josh's, like Dread King was saying. So it's like, what was that? And then it's in colors that are so bright you can't read it. Whereas, you know, the subtlety of the blood on Road Rash's face. You could see it, but it, like it wasn't like bright, but it was there and you could see it and you could, you could almost visualize like, oh, this is like a Saw movie. Okay, cool. I don't know. I just think they both did good, but I think Josh has, like you guys said, he's got so much, in the canon that it's just too much for me, I think. Whereas Road Rash was more well spoken, and like, last year or last season we were always eye contact, location, like all the things that we would grade people on. And when you're shooting your promo in the same spot over and over and over again, it's hard to, like Drag King said, focus when you got all this other random shit back here and stuff. Whereas Road Rash's was different. Every match was different somewhere else. And he was beating up somebody else or doing something weird, to get the serial killer out for me. So with all that being said, my vote definitely goes to Road Rash because he really, really stepped it up as far as presentation, the way he spoke, his eye contact, selling the story, getting it across, in a way where I wouldn't have to go, what did he just say? And I'm not taking anything away from Josh. He did very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously, he's undefeated this whole season. But when you cut the same promo and the same style, and eventually the specialty of that starts to fade for me. But if he would have did something completely different than he's been doing all season, I would be like, damn. I mean, but when it's the same promo, the same style, the same intensity, the same cadence, the same speed, then it's like, okay, I've seen this, I've seen it. And that's what we were busting people's chops for last season was, okay, you need to do something different, because now my attention is like tunnel vision, because I've seen your promo 6 times, 7 times, but it's all the same, just a different name.
Right.
Does that make sense?
See.
Absolutely.
Well,
So I'm sorry,
ahead.
I don't mean to go on forever, but I did think of another like critique for Josh really quick. Because I think I know what you guys are saying, and I think I have a solution. So, okay. I think that so in a way, if he did something completely different, I'm not gonna lie to you, I would be a little bit like, why are you like, why? But at this, like tell me that you're Josh Morris, and I understand that. Now, like, so I now don't cut the promos. Obviously, I don't cut anything close to the promos that I did in this competition. I sit there and I monologue, and you get what you get. And I go through it with one take. I do 3 different. So this is what I do. I sit there, or I stand there, or I'm whatever, I get in the mood, and then I do it. And if I really love the first one, I'm good. But if I like I try to do like 2 or 3, and whether I mess up or not. And they're all kind of different promos, but I hit all the same points. I just hit them in different ways because I'm just kind of in the moment. That's just how I do it. But I know not everyone does it that way. What I think the thing here that would have made it good, like not good, but like it was already good, but like that would have made it different without it being all the way different, would have been if he approached it like from a different angle, I think. Because he did kind of. What's up?
Yeah, that's what I would say. That's what I was saying. Like doing a little different, not like completely change the whole what he's doing, but doing it in a different way. Not the same.
So Ace knows how limited I am for room to cut promos, and Ace has come over and filmed for me. And what I do is I just switch the walls around and move things around so they all kind of look different at times. So it's not the same wall every promo I do.
Right.
And sometimes, though, I will explore and go outside and still do a promo that's very similar, but it's a different location. He could be standing in a Starbucks line, just turn and just start fucking spitting words out and then say, yeah, and give me one of those, and then end it right there as he points Crispy Rico at a fucking double latte or some shit. You know what I mean? Right. He could do what he does anywhere.
Yeah.
It just because he can fucking talk. Right. And that's a gift from God, if that's real. You know what I'm saying? He can talk. That's a gift. Like a lot of guys can't do that, and that's what people get hired for is their mouth. You know, so that's impressive as fuck to me.
Got it. There we go.
So listen,
Pat Patterson agrees.
right, Pat Patterson. All right, so that's
There it is. He got it. There we go.
at the end of the day today. We have a vote of 4-1 for Road Rash. Road Rash is now your 2023 Indie Idol and the first person ever to hold the Indie Idol championship belt. Now,
Champion.
I want to say a couple things real quick. First of all, congratulations to Road Rash. This is Road Rash's third year competing in this contest. He went to the final in the first contest against ABC. I don't think he made it to. Yeah, did he make it to the final four? I can't remember last year if he made it to the final four last year or not.
I don't think so.
But and then this year he got off to a little bit of a rough start and came into the semifinal kicking ass. Came into the final kicking ass, and now he's your 2023 Indie Idol. He will hold this belt for 1 year until we have Indie Idol again next year, right? And then he will have the option. Here's his options. He can be one. He can he can not defend the belt and become a judge, or he defends the belt and not become a judge. Those are his choices.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay.
So he has to defend it, or he can be a judge.
Can he cash it in on anything?
No cash-ins. No cash-ins on that.
What if he loses a round and cashes it in to actually win the round? Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat. But congratulations to Road Rash. Awesome. Thank you to the Dread King Logan. Thank you to Ace Evans. Thank you to Davison Sarai. Also to ABZ. All of you have been a huge part of Indie Idol. Not only, the creators of, the winners of, but you guys all have helped this evolve to what it is today, and each one of you have played some kind of part in that. And it's not my thing alone; it's all of ours. And I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate you coming on here and taking your time to do this, because we all know that's the only thing that we have anymore is time, and that's what's worth the most to anybody is our time. So
thank you.
I want to say thank you to all of you. I appreciate it. And, to everybody that participated in the contest this year, I sent you guys a really cool text earlier today to let you know that I am very proud of all of you. I don't give a shit what your place is in this world of professional wrestling. You stood up. You did what other people don't do. You put yourself out there for people to see and to be judged by other people. Those that didn't do and sitting on the sidelines that want to talk shit, let them talk shit. You, on the other hand, stood up and did something. Fuck them people.
You want to talk shit doing a promo.
That's correct. Put your fucking big boy pants on, and we'll see you in 2024. Otherwise, shut your fucking mouth. All right, sorry.
Cody and all the other guys who did the competition, Cody will have your gift cards, right, Cody? There's gift cards right?
I believe it was a $15.25 Waffle House gift card. I am banned from the Waffle House.
Right. Wow.
You're lucky. I do not like Waffle House.
Right. I had too many
Ace saw it.
They didn't like it.
Ace saw it come back up.
Because you're not used to that greasy food. That's why, Bubba.
Oh boy. Those eggs were still runny.
Well, again, thank you for everybody watching. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the Rasslin. What?
Cody.
Yeah.
Cody. I'm going to interrupt you right now.
Okay.
No shit.
I need Dread King and Ace Evans' help here, possibly, because I kind of want to end us on a little cliffhanger because there's something that we didn't fucking do.
What did we do?
Something that's really fucking important to me.
What?
What was it?
There are two champions on this panel right
Oh,
now.
yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't care about doing a promo battle with you, Davison, because, I mean, to be totally honest with you, you can talk, I can talk. As far as I'm concerned, we're the two smartest people in all of indie wrestling. That being said, I know for a fact that you are not on my level in the ring. Now, I would just make this match. I do have that power everywhere I go. I'm kind of a big deal now. Main event AVZ sells the most tickets, sold out crowds everywhere I go. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
5,000.
So I can't really wrestle you at the shows that I'm already on. I'm really busy in the main event. That being said, Davison, I don't want to deprive you of the opportunity to learn from me. So please, if you are listening to this, if you own a promotion, AKA if you have $1,000 and decide not to actually get a business license and you don't have insurance and you found a pool hall to let you do it in, book AVZ versus Davison Sarai in a submissions match. I look forward to watching you tap, Davison. It's going to be really cute. Equal opportunity.
But the only tapping you're ever going to see me do, Bubs.
So,
Yeah. The only tapping I'm going to be doing is when I tap your mom after the match. Hands raised.
Heyo. So
here's my point to you.
Hold
And I'm
on,
going to give
Ace.
it to you.
Oh, she has a rebuttal. Everyone, she has a rebuttal. Hold on. Oh, whoa. I don't mean to filibuster here, but she has a rebuttal.
Girls don't have buttholes. Oh, rebuttal. Sorry.
Oh, I find them consistently. They do have buttholes.
I have a rebuttal, but somebody's missing their Ritalin today, I can tell.
No, it's right here.
So I'm going to surprise everybody with this.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to surprise everybody. I'm going to display a little bit of humility today.
Aw.
And I'll state the patently obvious because it doesn't take much imagination. I've been doing this for 5 minutes. So you're right. You have more experience than me. Congratulations. You work on a bunch of sold out shows. That must be really hard to do, given the fact that you live in the most densely populated part of the state with about 50 of your friends who bring about 2 of their friends per show. So congratulations for going to the most busy buildings in the state and saying you brought people there. Must be nice. Maybe when you're an unpopular bitch like me who doesn't have any friends, who doesn't live in a populated area, who still gets national recognition, then we can have a conversation. But until that time, I'm going to ask you to take the remnants of that pill bottle, pour them into a coffee cup, sit alone, smoke your phallic symbol, drink your fucking Ritalin, and chill the fuck out until we can convince somebody to give us our match. Of course, it's going to be intergender, and all the cavemen are going to say they can't have that because God forbid somebody like me come in here and prove somebody like you bunch of guys wrong. But I made a whole career of doing it, so by all means, let's do it again.
A whole career. You've been here for 5 minutes. So I don't know about that. Also, sold out crowds in Indiana, sold out crowds in Texas, sold out crowds New Mexico, sold out. That's me. Okay, Davison, screw you. And by the way, this is not me pissed off. I'm totally chill right now. I am fine. I got another couple octaves, bitch. Don't make me mad.
I'm not stopping you from being mad. I want you mad. That's the difference. Nobody seems to understand that part. I want you as mad as humanly possible so I can see everything that you think you're capable of. And then I can exploit all of your little clumsy mistakes. And I can watch you stomp around and sweat and spit and fume and run out of fuel. And then I'm going to meticulously pick your bones.
We have
What's
to get
the beat?
to do that. Yeah, I look forward to grinding your face into the mat. Hey, you push it any further, I'm going to drop your head right into a bunch of thumbtacks, spike you right into them over and over and over again, just like I've done to a whole bunch of people, Davison. Screw you. And hey, sorry I have friends. Sorry I have friends.
You should be. Your friends are a bunch of losers. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You wouldn't be the first person to grind my face into a bunch of thumbtacks. That's not going to make me quit. You want to make me quit? Grind my face into your grubby ass.
Hey,
Give me
you don't
about
have the
10
money
seconds
for
to see if
that.
there's
First
anything
of
in
all,
there I
people
like.
pay good money for stuff like that. Hey, if you want to get on a waiting list on my OnlyFans, you can maybe do that. But hey, let's not take it there. And oh, by the way, talking about intergender, hey, I have no idea what gender I would assume that day. So why don't you take it down a notch? And hey, why don't you be a little progressive for once? Hey, you bullied someone in a wheelchair. You call yourself progressive. The only thing progressive about you is you put the trans and transitional champion on a consistent basis when you lose them over and over and over. Davison.
Somebody was saying something about 15 minutes ago about a bunch of like static noise that just goes in a loop without any discernible words or thoughts. I think I just had a little experience there. So Cody, I'm going to ask you to take a little bit of control of your situation here.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Ace, you were kind of talking about, you wanted to say something before we get out of here.
That's not what I meant.
Say,
But
I really hope
I'm
that
talking. I do that for
What
free.
just happened?
I don't know.
Damn, you guys are savage to each other.
But I
Hey,
was saying
I'm
that I'm
done
hoping
talking.
that
I don't do it for free. I did my charity for now. I did enough. I'm already giving her an opportunity that she really doesn't deserve, to be totally honest. So as far as my parole officer is concerned, everything should be square.
And go Ace. Go Ace. This is your only chance to breathe. Go.
No,
There's
no,
a
no, no.
break in between them. There's a break
Dread
in between
King,
them. Go. There's a
Dread
break
King,
in
real
between
quick.
them.
You
Go.
remember me? Remember me in your inbox last season, Dread King?
Yes,
Remember
I
me
know
in your
it.
inbox?
We talked many times. You did great.
Remember me asking for advice on how to get better at this thing?
Shit.
I was in Alex's inbox too. That's the beauty of this whole thing. I was in your. Whoa.
He's
Sorry, I ignored your "you up" texts, Davison.
he's
he
yelling.
yelling?
What is he doing?
I don't date threes.
Turn your volume on.
We can't hear him.
you're talking to me.
It
No.
looks like he's doing. It looks
I had to
like
go
he's
get
doing-
my belt too.
Everybody.
like the
Oh,
break-
he left.
We lost him.
We lost him. He said, "Fuck."
I don't know. I hope Grizzly Pro's watching this because I would really love to watch this.
Well, you
That's
got
a
caught.
good
You
one,
got
though.
some pull there. You're the champ.
I know. I'm gonna call him right now.
Oh, since we're on that topic, in about 6 more days, I'm going to be the other champ. So no problem. I'll take care of it myself. Not an issue.
Well,
Not an issue.
If and when you win it, open challenge AVZ to a submission match.
By all means.
That's how that works. Got to be booked. Got to be flyers. I don't work like that. I don't open challenges. I'm a big deal. I will do that match for free though. Again, charity, and I don't
Free?
care about your what are the your hot dogs and handshakes. You can keep that. I'll eat my Wagyu steaks and $50 drinks. It'll be just fine. Pro bono. I'll work that match pro bono because I know most of these promoters can't afford me anyway. That's why I work only a few spots.
That's something we can agree on. That's
Oh.
about it.
Okay, on that note, I'm going to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody watching. Hopefully Grizzly Pro's watching. We can make this happen. Thank you, Ace. Dread King is out of here already. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. We'll see you tomorrow for MIW. We are out of here. Later.
Congrats, Road Rash.
Congrats.
Congratulations. First champion with a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Alex.
Later.
Probably want to.
It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.